Welcome to rounds 3 and 4 of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge Great Britain here at Snetterton in Norfolk. This week we'll be focusing on two drivers new to the world of motor racing, Kyle-Henney and Rob Boughton.
Just trying to creep up the field if I can. You know, if I can edge my way up the field a little bit, get to the midfield, I'll be happy. So that's my goal this year, is to have some fun and do that, yeah.
For me, it's about getting out there, hoping you're fairly competitive, but, you know, just enjoying it.
Both driving for crack squad PARR Motorsport, they started off with track days and have made the leap into top-line racing.
Yeah, the guys are doing really well. Rob and Peter have both done a lot of track days, but never done any racing at all. So it's a new experience for them, and they're both going really well. Rob had never used slicks before, so coming into the championship, it has been a really steep learning curve. But we're going well. We're finding time all the time. All the time we're continuing to improve, we're happy. So yeah, it's all going very well.
I've had a passion for motorsport since a very small child, to be fair. My father was always into aircraft and we went to a number of air displays, but I was much more interested in the cars and have been for a long time.
My passion for motorsport comes from my father. He's a car design engineer, so he lives in Detroit, out in the States. So right from a young age, from sort of 3 years old, you know, cars were a big part of my life.
Far more work to be done behind the scenes than you actually realise in terms of bringing your driving up to a standard that's going to get you somewhere competitive.
Saturday afternoon and qualifying. Grey skies and a serious chance of rain. As the cars hit the track, it was Stephen Liguorish in the Team Parker racing car who produced a dominant display with 2 pole positions.
I enjoyed that session, went out feeling reasonably confident, had a little bit of instruction yesterday from Stephen Jelly, picked up a couple of my Achilles heel points, and yeah, going into qualifying today I was reasonably confident in the car, so yeah, I felt good about it.
Justin Sherwood was close behind in the second of the Team Parker racing cars. Our man Peter Kyle-Henney in the PARR Motorsport car pushed his car to the limit and got a fantastic third.
We had to go out with some new tyres and get those all set up, and I locked them up coming down the back. So you know you've got a bit of work to do when you've got sort of flat spotted tyres, but we just decided to keep pushing as hard as I could. Yeah, I was actually very pleased with the time, but there's certain areas where I'm still making mistakes, and I need to stop that for the race for sure.
Redline Racing's Kelvin Fletcher secured 4th, with Guy Ryle in the Almara racing car in 5th. Disappointment, however, for Rob Boughton, who only managed to secure 6th in the second of the PARR Motorsport cars.
I was off the pace from practice yesterday, just couldn't get in the groove today, so Paul, ready? Yeah.
The cars are all ready to go in the first race of the day. We've got overcast conditions, but thankfully no sign of rain yet. Lights go out, Justin Sherwood makes a fantastic start, moving up to first, down to the first corner. Peter Kyle-Henney has also made a great start. He's second, but he can't hold the position for long. After lap 1, all the cars still running together. We're in for some very close racing. Fletcher is pushing Kyle-Henney very hard, looking for an opportunity to pass into every corner. But Kyle-Henney is doing a great job in defending. Rob Boughton has passed Guy Ryle. Ryle must have made a mistake in the last lap to drop back so far. Sherwood is doing a very good job keeping the gap to Stephen Liguorish in a couple of seconds. Fletcher really is getting close to Kyle-Henney's tail now. Both drivers really pushing each other to the limit. Fletcher's off. He must have pushed too hard trying to find a way past Kyle-Henney. The car doesn't look damaged, and Kelvin Fletcher is safely out of the car. Rob Boughton seems to have backed off a bit now, knowing 4th position is all but secure. The checkered flag is out, and Sherwood crosses the line in first. Liguorish is a close second. Peter Kyle-Henney finishes 3rd. Boughton 4th ahead of Guy Ryle in 5th. But for Kelvin Fletcher, it's a DNF after going off the track. So here are the results from round 3. Justin Sherwood the winner, Stephen Liguorish second ahead of Peter Kyle-Henney. Rob Boughton gets 4th with Guy Ryle in 5th. Stephen Liguorish got the fastest lap, so for that he takes a bonus point.
Start was fantastic really. It was just clutch everything right, revs right, and no wheel spin, and it was just perfect start.
I mean, that was a fantastic race. I mean, that's why I came here to do the championship, was to be in a position where, you know, you are proper racing. And I mean, Kelvin put me under so much pressure. I had a pretty good start, was fairly pleased with that, but it was always going to be inevitable that Steve was going to get out there in front. He did a grand job yesterday, and you know, he's a seasoned veteran. But you know, it was really good fun, and as I say, Kelvin gave me absolutely no chance to make any mistake anywhere, really, and it was a tussle all the way around. It's just very unfortunate that he came off, and that was the end of his race. But yeah, very pleased with third indeed.
Well, that was quite interesting. Guy literally ran wide straight over the grass at Corham, so from that point it was literally just straight through and off we go. Outbraked myself a few times going into the hairpin, trying to keep sort of ahead of him, and I think I slowed too much for the incident for Kelvin, which allowed Guy to catch up, so I was aware he was behind me. But no, really good, yeah.
Rain is falling for the second race, though not heavily enough yet to tempt any driver to put the wet tyres on. And I'm sure the drivers are going to be hoping that conditions don't get any worse. Justin Sherwood makes another great start. This time, Liguorish has got off the line well too. Sherwood manages to make the move stick around the outside into Riches. He's got first place once again. After lap one, the cars are still close to one another, but Sherwood does appear to be opening up a bit of a gap up front. Rob Boughton looks like he's struggling on the slicks in these damp conditions we've got now. Kelvin Fletcher again pushing Peter Kyle-Henney hard for third place. A gap is opening up between Ryle and Boughton in this battle for fifth place though. Boughton into the pit lane. Now I wonder if he fancies his chances on the wet tyres. Up front, Justin Sherwood still managing the gap well. Oh, a big disappointment. Rob Boughton retires from the race. He didn't look all that comfortable in the damp conditions. He's out of it for now. Ryle in fifth. He's a long way behind fourth place Fletcher. He seems to be struggling on this wet track. Fletcher is right on the rear bumper of Kyle-Henney now, really pushing him to the limit through each corner. We're on board with Fletcher, looking like he's going to attempt to pass, but he's spun off onto the grass. Justin Sherwood comes through to claim the checkered flag. Liguorish second, Kyle-Henney third. Fletcher takes fourth ahead of Ryle, with Rob Boughton a DNF. Confirmation of the results from round four. Justin Sherwood takes the win ahead of Stephen Liguorish. Peter Kyle-Henney is third. Then Kelvin Fletcher fourth ahead of Guy Ryle. But Rob Boughton is a retirement.
Tricky conditions, and it was a good fun to drive actually. It sideways a bit, and I really enjoyed it.
I've never driven in the wet, let alone driving on slicks before, and in race conditions it's completely different. You really do have to concentrate more than you can believe just to get around each corner. And every corner changed, you know, as you came across the same corner, it would be wet in a slightly different place, and you really had to focus very hard. And I had Kelvin right behind me at various points as well, so very tricky.
After 4 rounds of the GT3 Cup Challenge, Justin Sherwood is on 85 points, Stephen Liguorish second with 75, and Peter Kyle-Henney third on 62. The team standings are headed by Team Parker Racing on 160 points, PARR Motorsport second on 96, Almara Racing third on 48, with Redline Racing fourth on 44. Join us next time when we'll be at Croft in North Yorkshire.